Good morning, class 7. Welcome to biology class. So, today we are going to continue the same chapter, that is chapter number 5, the human body. In this chapter, we will learning about the urinary system or the excretory system of our body, where we learn about the main excretory system, that is urinary system, which includes a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, a urinary bladder, then again the urethra. After completing the kidney, internal structure of kidney, now comes the next topic, that is nephron. Okay, so if you are asked about name the structural and functional unit of kidney, then you are supposed to say nephron. Nephron is also called as renal tubule. Sometimes it is called as uriniferous tubule. Okay, so it has got many names. Then again, so when I say nephron is a structural and functional unit of kidney, then what exactly I mean is, this is the structure which forms, or this is the structure which forms the whole, okay, gives the whole shape, okay, to the kidney, gives the definite shape to the kidney. So that is why it is called as the structural unit. So it is the smallest part which forms the whole structure or whole shape, gives shape to the kidney. That is why it is often referred to as structural unit. It is the smallest part of the kidney which remains functional. Okay, so that is why it is called as functional unit. So once again, nephron, if you are asked to define, then you need to say that the structural and functional unit of kidney is called nephron. As I told you, it is also called as uriniferous tubule, renal tubule, like that. Now let us know about briefly about the structure of this nephron. As you can see, the figure, I have drawn the figure of nephron. This nephron consists of a cup-shaped structure. As you can see, a cup-shaped structure. The starting part of the nephron is cup-shaped structure, which we call as Bowman's capsule. In the concavity, of these Bowman's capsule, a bundle of blood capillary is present, okay, which we call as glomerulus. Glomerulus is singular, glomeruli is plural. Such detail is not given in the book, but the same thing you are going to study in class 10 also. I'm just explaining it, try to understand. Now next, these glomerulus together with Bowman's capsule is what we call Malpighian body. Okay, Malpighian body. Then again, this nephron further continues in the form of highly twisted or convoluted part, which we call as PCT. Full form of PCT is proximal convoluted tubule. Then this proximal convoluted tubule takes a shape of U, takes U shape. Okay, this U shaped part of the nephron is what we call loop of Henle. Okay, loop of Henle. Then again, it further continues, again it becomes highly convoluted to form another part of nephron which we call as DCT, distal convoluted tubule. And then later it becomes straight. This straight ending part of the nephron is called collecting tubule. Okay, which opens into a duct which we call as collecting duct. Okay, now one more important thing you need to remember, that this PCT, Malpighian body, and then again DCT, they all lie in the region renal cortex. Cortex means the peripheral region, outer region. And then again, this loop of Henle is only the part of the nephron which lies in renal medulla, that is towards the middle region, central region, okay, of the kidney. So this is about the nephron. Okay. Then again, after that comes common disorders of kidney. But before that, I think we have to go through the main function of kidney. Function of kidney. Now, what is the role of the kidney? Okay, so as we have already discussed that this kidney have seen the filtration of blood and thus have seen the removal of nitrogen waste. Okay, so function of kidney, if you are asked, function of kidney. Okay, number one, the main function of kidney is to remove remove nitrogenous waste from the body, and this is usually done in the form of urine. Okay, urine. Then again next comes number two. Number two is, in addition to the removal of nitrogen waste, kidney plays a vital role, important role in maintaining the water balance, electrolytic balance in the body. Okay, the process of maintaining this electrolytic balance means ionic balance. The proper concentration of iron must be present in the blood, and the proper amount of water must be present in the blood. Okay, so this proper maintenance of balance of water and the ions in the blood is what we call osmoregulation. Okay, so simply in short we can write here that it helps in osmoregulation. Okay, so two functions you will be including. Okay, here now next comes common disorders of kidney. Okay, it has in kidney we usually see two main types of disorders. One is the formation of kidney stone and the other one is UTI, urinary tract infection. Okay, first we discuss about kidney stone. The kidney stone is mainly formed due to the crystallization of the chemical substances such as calcium oxalate, calcium phosphate, then again uric acid. So sometimes uric acid or the calcium phosphate or called calcium oxalate get crystallized and forms stone-like structure and get stuck in the nephron region or in the urinary tract. Okay, which usually gives severe abdominal pain. Okay, so such structure, stone-like structure which are formed in urinary tract, whether it is in renal tubule or nephron or any other part of the urinary tract, okay, is what we call the kidney stone. Okay, if it is small, then it goes along with the urine, goes out along with the urine, but if it is large, then surgery has to be done in order to remove those large kidney stone. Now here, regarding the symptoms, severe abdominal pain, the person suffering from kidney stone, like the person, if suppose in the urinary tract kidney stone is there, then the person will be suffering from severe abdominal pain. Even back pain also sometimes seen. Then again next comes causes. The main causes of the formation of this kidney stone is that insufficient intake of water, and then again calcium heavy diet. If you are eating the diet which consists of a heavy amount of large amount of calcium, okay, then also there is a chance that kidney stone can be formed in the urinary tract. Then again the certain medication, that is, if you are taking some medicines, okay, which are usually rich in calcium, it can also form kidney stone. Then again lack of proper diet. So these are the causes of kidney stone. Then again the remedy regarding kidney stone or preventive measures, okay, which we can take is drinking enough water, regular exercise. Okay, then again next comes regular exercise, drinking sufficient amount of water can prevent from formation of these kidney stone in the urinary tract. So these are the. Now after that comes UTI. UTI, this is the last topic from this excretion. Then after that we'll have another topic, that is nervous system. UTI, urinary tract infection. UTI, you may be asked about the full form also. Urinary tract infection. So by its name it is quite clear that sometimes infection, okay, this one what you call urinary tract may get infected, okay, which we call as the urinary tract infection. This urinary tract infection mainly caused due to the bacteria called E. coli bacteria. Okay, it is given here that these E. coli bacteria from the anus region, sometimes it happens to go into the urinary tract and causes the infection in the urinary tract, okay, which we call as urinary tract infection. Then after that So here the main cause is E. coli bacteria. E. coli bacteria which gets the entry into the urinary tract from anus. Okay, E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli bacteria is the full form. Then again, after that comes symptoms. Burning sensation while urinating is one of the common symptoms. Frequent urge to urinate. Okay, so two symptoms are given here. Number one is strong and frequent urge to urinate. That means the patient has to go to the toilet to urinate often. Then again, next is burning sensation while urinating. Okay, these are the common symptoms. Okay, these are the two common symptoms. Then again, preventive measures are, now the book is saying to maintain personal hygiene. That means we need to keep ourselves clean, personal hygiene, and then after that is given that drinking sufficient water, even if you are suffering from UTI, sufficient water. Okay, so these are the preventive measures. Okay, so this topic is completed, students. Now we'll have another topic, that is nervous system, which will continue in the next class. Thank you very much.